Patrick's approach seemed to work, as offspring like Marauding began to make their mark.
Marauding after it, also coming at them like on arms. Marauding like on arms. Marauding, one at the nose.
We foaled him one rainy night here, and then he was a big gangly foal, and he was a big gangly yearling. We all thought he'd be 4 years old before he'd be ready to win a race, and he turned out to win the richest 2-year-old race in Australasia. And he killed the best 2-year-olds around at the time. It was just amazing. It was such a big horse. Gave us all a thrill. Then you've got Zabeel and Gurner's Lane, Grosvenor. You can just go on and on and on and on. And he's left so many good horses.
Gurner's Lane had reached the lead in the Cup and kicked away. 200 left to go, and it's Gurner's Lane sweeping away in the Caulfield Cup, revelling in the ground.
Empire Rose, this big mare from New Zealand will get up. Here's the Cup favourite.
Despite their success, Patrick and the staff barely paused even to watch the Melbourne Cup.
5 minutes before the race, we'd stop and go and watch it. And then, 2 minutes after the race, we were back here breeding or teasing or doing something else. It was a great feeling. It was a great feeling to be part of it.
Empire Rose a leap in front. Natsky trying to get to her. Empire Rose a half in front. Natsky won't make it. And the big man.
I'm sure she's going.
Oh, I don't know.
She's got it by her nose, I think. By her nose.
She had the wheel.
Handling Sir Tristram means taking precautions. Even getting him out of his paddock is potentially dangerous.
Come on, Paddy. Come on. Come on, old fella. Come, Pat.
He's a horse that I believe has, at some time, learned to get the better of somebody somewhere along the track.
Come, Pat. Come here.
Paddy's moods dominate the running of the stud. No one dares go into his paddock to bring him out, so they have to wait till he decides he's ready. Once they have him on a lead rope, they put 2 bits into his mouth to give them extra control. It's the start of the new breeding season, and no one knows if Paddy, at 25 years of age, will still be able to perform. The only way to find out is to try him with a mare.
Bit tired? You're okay. You need a good old scrub after the rain, don't you? Eh? You need a good old wash. Okay, bro, I think we better get his bandages on, eh? They'll be getting ready in the barn, I would say.
Soon after the birth of one foal, the mare is readied for this season's service.
Yeah, you'll be a good boy when you get to that barn, won't you? Have no plan up, you've had a day or 2 off. Eh? That's when your little tricks come out, don't they? Think you can be smart. Yep. Make sure you look after me when you're in there. Don't be a ratbag.
When it comes to mating, Paddy has quite a reputation. He doesn't like overweight mares, or mares that won't stand still. He hates serving Northern Hemisphere mares after the normal breeding season, despite his own Irish origins. He also has an intense dislike of foals, so in the breeding barn, they have to be moved well clear. Putting a stallion like this to a mare is never easy. The mare is sedated and separated from her foal. Soft boots are put on her hind feet in case she lashes out at the stallion. To keep her under control, a twitch is wound tightly around the sensitive skin on her lip.
Easy, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. She'll kick you. Take it easy.
In case Paddy decides to attack the mare or turn on the staff, they always have an emergency plan. In a crisis, the aim is to slip the mare out an escape hatch, then wait outside till the stallion calms down. This is no romantic encounter. If it's going to happen, it's usually all over within a couple of minutes.
Get out. Just leave it to relax. You bite up. Rightio, serving.
Paddy's performed successfully again, even though at his age most stallions are out to pasture. the Patrick and Paddy partnership continues.
He and Paddy are just like mates. Patrick still uses the horse himself in the serving barn, and even with all his success, he's still there for every service. Now, I think that tells you exactly what he thinks of the horse. He won't let anybody else use him, and he just thinks the world of the horse. The syndicate members think the world of the horse, and they think the world of Patrick, because we believe that Patrick has marketed this horse better than anybody else that I know of could possibly have done.
Sir Tristram would have been, I believe, successful anywhere, but I don't think he would have been as the success as he did without Patrick. Patrick wanted to have the best. He made that very clear. He wanted to have the best, and when he was able to get a product like Sir Tristram, he just pushed him through the roof.
As success piled upon success, others wanted a piece of the action. The price of a single service from Sir Tristram soared to over $200,000, and offers poured in for the stallion himself. The highest offer was in the early 1980s for $32 million.
I certainly considered it, taking the money and running, so to speak. I'd have probably had $14 or $15 million. I could have given up the stud business and said, well, that's enough for me for the rest of my life. But again, I love animals. It's my vocation in life. I was a young person. What would I do with my life if I sold my greatest asset?
For Patrick Hogan, success has meant mixing with the rich and the famous. But his biggest moment was aboard the Royal Yacht Britannia when it visited Auckland in 1986. He was invited to lunch with the Queen and cheekily invited her to visit Cambridge Stud on her next New Zealand tour.
I said, I was pretty disappointed last time you were here. You visited Middle Park and I was the neighbour next door looking through the hedge. And I was quite upset you didn't come through and say hello. And she did a bit of a smile. And she said, well, it's not as easy as that. She said, because your itineraries are set by the internal affairs of the country, and it just doesn't always work out that you are able to visit. And I just said, well, we can fix that. Because I said, I'd suggest next time you are here that I said, I was up to Auckland, and I said, it'll only take you an hour or two to get down to my place, have a look around, and I'll have you back before they know you're missing. And she did a bit of a chuckle, but I needed to say it that way, a little cheekily for me, to get it across that I would very much like her to come. And I did it in a more of a jovial way than to do it absolutely formally, and she perhaps say, well, thank you very much, it's very kind of you. And I believe it worked, because the next time she did come back, it wasn't on the agenda for by the Internal Affairs, and it was added to the agenda.
Inviting the monarch to lunch isn't something you do lightly, unless you're Patrick Hogan. Over the dining table at his home, they talked their favourite subject, horses. Patrick also had the chance to show her some of the portraits he's commissioned. It's his way of recording some of Sir Tristram's offspring.
This is a painting that I enjoy very much. You'll see it's of a filly called Tristark, and I've had it painted in absolutely open space, without a head collar. And the reason for that is that this filly is very, very much like her sire, Sir Tristram, in nature and temperament. And I suppose the only way that I could describe it is that she's a very free spirit.
Success has brought its own challenge. How to deal with the top strata of society and at the same time keep his feet firmly on the ground. Somehow, Patrick Hogan has to balance the life of a high flyer and mixing with royalty with the day-to-day realities of running a stud. Breakfast time at the Cambridge Stud. These yearlings have plenty of lush Waikato grass to munch on, but their diets are supplemented too by additional feed, made up from Patrick's own recipes. They're shoveling down the protein at the staff quarters too.
Scott, when you and Mudge get down to your coffee stage, if you can come in here, because I can ask you about one or two mares. Okay?
Sir Tristram's success has led to the development of a property that over spring and summer has up to 50 people working on it.
Came on again, went off, came playing games.
Still got a scanner though. She might have a serve, diamond lover. Oh, yep.
Just as Sir Tristram dominates life at the stud, so does Patrick. He's a perfectionist, and nothing here is left to chance.
Guys, turn all the lights off in the batch this morning. No heaters. I'm going to check when I go back from breakfast.
Patrick's not easy to work for. He drives you as hard as he drives himself. But at the end of the day, you get rewarded very well. And it's nice work. It's great working for a good operation. I mean, it's nice to go to the sales and sell top price horses. It's nice to be able to say you've associated with Group 1 winners. So at the end of the day, he was difficult, but workable.
I never asked you to do anything he wouldn't do himself. Although I think he's getting more a week than I was. No, he worked very hard. He was here at 5:30 in the morning with us, and like I said before, he worked through till 6 o'clock at night, and then he went home and did his paperwork. And that was 7 days a week. He never left the property, and us guys got a weekend off every 2 or 3 weekends, or a couple of days anyway, somewhere along the line. So no, we had our moments, we had a few little arguments, but nothing he'd ever write home about. He wouldn't throw the toys out of the cot over anything, you know.
Did you ever try and tell him anything?
Oh, pretty hard to tell Patrick anything.
I run my own show. I'm my own board of directors. I have the casting vote. I have everything. And I don't say that derogatory towards my wife. She has a say too, but I usually take the casting vote. And I think I'm a dogmatic type of person. I know what I want, and I know when I want it, and I expect it.
We all come back as different things in life, they say, and I think if you could have had a person and a horse that were any more alike, it was them. They're both very demanding, could be very frustrating at times, but particularly good at what they did, and you know, someone that you admired for their strengths.
There's a rumour that perhaps you and Sir Tristram were the same person in a past life.
Well, I wished we'd been the same person in this life, because I'd have certainly had a hell of a lot more fun. I think the bond is there because I would describe Sir Tristram and myself as very much alike. I'm not suggesting that I'm hard to handle. I don't believe I am. But I think Sir Tristram, well, I know he is. He's determined. Yeah, he's always out to be a winner. He's an achiever type. That he does have built in him, and you can see that. And I think he's exactly what I've always wanted to be, to achieve results, to be at the top, and to get there, you know, you've got to work hard.
The will to win. Trainer Laurie Laxon says it's bred into Sir Tristram's progeny, especially the mares.
With those females anyway, the likes of Empire Rose and Romany Conti and Riverina Charm, they had a built-in aggression which you don't get in a lot of females. He's got the ability to throw that importance into them, which makes them feel important and gives them a competitive edge.
Matamata racetrack, early morning training. Everyone here is only too well aware of the impact of Sir Tristram. By 1988, he's already surpassed the world record of the American stallion Northern Dancer, and he's now sired more than 40 Group 1 race winners. As the world's #1 stallion, he now has grandchildren standing at stud and producing their own winners in an enduring dynasty. But to breed a winner takes more than just a stallion. It also requires a top mare. In the breeding season, the mares are checked every day to see if they're ready to be served by the stud's 4 stallions. Everyone on the stud faces their occasional frustrations, but the teaser stallion faces more than most. For him, finding out if the mares are ready for the stallions leaves much to be desired, but never attained.
Okay, who's this, Bevan?
This is Dawn Run, Jonathan. She had a PG shot 4 days ago, and failed to 2 days ago, and she had an R2.5 thick.
She's showing well?
Yes, she's...
A lot of money is riding on exact timing. Vet Jonathan Hope checks mares for optimum readiness for serving.
Yeah, there are no follicles on the left ovary. There's no excess of fluid in the uterus. She's got a follicle about 3.5 centimetres on the right ovary. Hasn't quite matured yet. She should be ready for service tomorrow morning, please.
The pregnant mares are under 24-hour watch to safeguard the huge investment that the owners and the stud have in the future earning capacity of their progeny.
Both legs are presented, so, and there is a nostril there, so therefore the presentation is normal, so there's no panic for a vet even if she's taking a little bit of time. But I'd certainly think in 20 minutes, if I wasn't getting the foal out, I would be calling 2 or 3 extra guys to make sure when we, one, if she hadn't sat down, we birth her standing, put your hand up in there, and then you'll feel the leg, and if you pull down like that, it'll go, it'll pop out, it'll catapult out. And then if you know the foot's outside like that, you're fine. But if you don't do that, as Marcus said, it can point up in.
She's foaling standing up, right?
Yeah. Somebody get a head. Somebody get the tail. Let that mare go.
She's right out. She grabbed the hip thing up.
Yeah, you take the foal. Good girl. Somebody hold the mare's head, please. Yep.
I've got it.
Go around this way out.
Just hold it there now so the cord doesn't break. Just hold it there for a couple of minutes. Somebody take that other mare away. Let the tail go. Don't let the other mare near us.
Cord's still connected in.
Yeah, good girl.
Good girl, Inga. I was doing too much talking. I didn't realise it was coming out. That's good.
That's a good
Pop the legs out quietly, and now I've got the weight.
Oh, it's go on.
Okay. Bring her around to the fold. That'll do. Just there now. Let it come to it.
Although he's attended the births